intriguing comparison between vertical and horizontal cities. And where does Jerusalem fit into this scheme?
Hi, everybody. Thank you very much. يعني like Suad, I came to Palestine lately after Oslo. I lived in, I don't know if you can, if you can, okay, anyway. I lived in, at the beginning, I lived in Nablus. I was living in Tunis, in Jordan, in Lebanon, and then after Oslo, I went to Nablus, which was my father's city, and it was his return, but it was also like me and my sister going out from our places, living in a new place, which is the imaginary of Palestine. This Nablus city, where like the city of my aunt and the city of my father, and all the stories and mysteries, and all of a sudden it became a reality for me, living in Nablus, having studied in university, sharing love stories and friendship, and walking on the alleys of the old city. Like make Nablus for me a reality that needs to be understandable, and it was in the second Intifada where the religious become very, very strong, and I was like asking myself what is happening around, and to find like Nablus as a vertical, it's two mountains, like big mountains, looking to sky and earth, seeing how people deal with loss and dead, and in Second Intifada, and make me just think about God and died and death. And so I wrote my first novel there called Habbat Sukkar, which was a love story between a sheikh and a poet. And it was all about discussions about war and religions and philosophies of life, and homeland maybe. And then I moved after Nablus. I moved to Ramallah, and Ramallah was like very easy and horizontal space where like most of writers and artists like find themselves and be themselves, like away from traditions and away from families, away from rules. So you become to explore who you are and what is happening. So Ramallah was that kind of place. Like it's a place for everybody. Like it has people from the north, the west. It's a place for the NGOs, the art museums, the artists also. Or after Oslo, like all the big poets like Mahmoud Darwish and Raja Shahad and Suad Al-Amiri, and too many people were there in Ramallah. And so Ramallah was like a different place for us who's coming from a very treasured city like Nablus, for example. So when Coma Press contacted me and asked me to do the Book of Ramallah, it was very difficult actually to find writers who's like from Ramallah, because like most of the writers living in Ramallah but not from Ramallah. They are from villages, they are from Tubas, they are from Nablus, they are from camps, they are from 48 areas. So how to do this kind of anthology? Most of the writers in this book are living in Jordan and El Amari camp, for example, which is like considered as Ramallah, but also like living in Jerusalem. I am living in Jerusalem. Ahlam Sharat living coming from Tubas, lived there for her work. So it was like a collection of the whole cities that writers come to Ramallah and become become people of Ramallah, and because Ramallah is that easy, it's that you can do everything, and you can become one from Ramallah, but you can't be Nabilsi, for example. If you are Nabilsi, you are Nabilsi, but you can't become come from away and become Nabilsi, yani. So. Ramallah actually like give me the space to be who I am right now. And then I moved to Jerusalem, for example, and this is like a whole new chapter of struggling between Ramallah and Jerusalem, like crossing checkpoint every day. Having a whole new way of seeing things, like experience area A and B and C, and see the different, how it's different by ID. Like every city and area in Palestine, you will have different ID, different logistics, different politics. So it's not just city. It's not just Nablus. It's also area A, B, and C. It's not just Nablus. It's also camps, village, and cities, like area C, which is like you can't now say what it is. It's a collective of things that is happening in a small area that is not controlled by anybody. So like Jerusalem becomes something like I lived in Jerusalem now for 13 years, and it's still a stranger. I'm still a stranger in Jerusalem because I am a stranger in my ID. I need to renew my permit every year in order to live with my family. So it's a struggle. It's for me it's a struggle, and maybe that's why I can't write yet about Jerusalem in a way that is like the way that Ramallah let me do. And now I moved into another city, like working in Nazareth, which is like in 48, and the totally new new era of like IDs, logistics, also like. How people work, يعني, the people I worked with, how they think and why they think that way, and how we can reflect all that complexity in literature. And I think the only way to do it is by literature, because you can't mapping this in history books, or just like research, or you need to understand it by like people's stories and daily routines, how they face this conflict in their own ways, like people who, I think I remember that all the stories in the Book of Ramallah, most of them were written on roads. Like there's the only one that written inside was by Ahlam Sharat, and it was because of Corona, and like everybody was inside in that area, we're inside, but all other stories were written on roads, because it's like you don't have, it's like cities are roads for us. I am originally from Nablus, but now I didn't visit Nablus like for more than 4 years. And when I visited Sabastia, which is near, close to Nablus, I noticed something very, very strange, that there is no Palestinians. You can't find like plates, Palestinians plates, cars, walking on roads between the cities. like between Ramallah and Nablus. You will find them on mountains and like underground streets, and like drivers, for the drivers, like they have the case to take you to your city, but you can't find them, you can't see them on streets, because all the streets were now for settlers and like just for settlements, and the villages and the cities are not connected in the regular street networks. Like you will find them in التفافي. I don't know what it's the word in Arabic.